What's going on?
I had to hit got it first. Hey.
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm trying to get my whole life together.
Are we matching again?
Are we? Hold on, I'm not even looking. We sure are. Look, I got that on a shirt.
Oh, cute.
Dope black bookstagrammer on. So yeah, it's like, let me
I finished at 5:58.
Did you really?
I fell asleep. It's like, what are you doing? Get your life together. Read this book.
Listen, I had an Olive Garden pickup. Like when I started ordering it at 4:45, I was like, okay, I can pick it up now. And then it was like, oh, your time is 6:15. And then by the time I hit submit, it was like 6:30. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I literally was like racing here. So I've got like my food to the side. It's all kind of crazy right now.
I got a Hello Fresh I need to cook tonight. So I'll cook that after this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. Okay, is this? I guess it's live on Instagram.
It says on Facebook.
I mean, yeah, on Facebook, that's what I meant. Share. More options. Share to a group. I just want to share. Book Room Magic. And post. Okay, there's probably more people in the waiting room waiting on me, maybe. All right, I'm going to close this out. Trying to do too much right now. Why isn't this pulling up? Oh, it's in the corner. This is weird. Okay. Yeah, it's like, all right, it's live. It's just me and you right now.
Really?
Where the heck is everybody? Because there was like a bunch of people in the
group that said coming.
Yeah, that said they were going. So
you think they forgot the time change?
I don't know. I mean, we've been doing this for a while now. So let me go in the group and say book club chat. Discussion is now live. Let me post the deets. Copy the clipboard. All right. Yeah, that's weird. Because there was a ton of people that said that they were coming, but who knows? Bum, bum, bum. How you been?
I'm friend. How are you? Look, we have to have offline conversations. I feel like I hadn't talked to you forever.
Man.
When I texted you today, I was like, dang, I hadn't talked to Renee since I was in
I know. Your hair's getting long. But yeah, we definitely, I'm gonna text you after, because there's a lot.
Look at that.
I know, that's crazy.
It's so long.
It is.
No, yeah,
straight mine. See
how. Oh,
yeah,
you said
straight. Said I want to straighten mine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's long.
Yeah. It's been a minute, but
I'm trying to get there.
Listen, these people playing right now.
I know.
Normally I send out my reminders like 30 minutes, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I ain't had time for that today.
Well,
I enjoyed the book.
I did too. And
this might be a 5-minute meeting right quick.
Look, it might be another one-on-one. And I loved your TikTok saying when people say that, I'm like, young adult, I'm like,
all the time. Like they're so above it. I'm just like, really, man?
I don't have to be above it to, I mean, it may not be my go-to, but everyone that I've read, I've enjoyed. I don't think there's been a YA book that I've read that I didn't like.
And I think you just need to figure out what type of YA you like. I don't know. I got the new, what's her name? Tiffany D. Jackson.
Oh, what's her new one?
That White Smoke one.
Oh, wait, I don't know about that one.
It's it's a new one. Where is it? I just got it somewhere around here, but it's like a thriller. So I'm excited to.
I think she told us that in one of those
chats when she popped in here. Yeah. I don't
I
know if
need
I
to
put it.
I need to check that one out. White Smoke.
Yeah.
Because I got While We Were Dating came today.
Oh, did it?
I just
need to read
realized the other
that.
day that I realized the other day that I didn't have it yet. And I was like, oh, let me order this.
I'm slacking because I have not bought a Jasmine Guillory book or not gotten one since Royal Holiday.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm
you
missing
have
like
Party
2 or
of
3.
One?
Yeah, I know. I read it, but I don't have it in
The
like I
physical.
don't have the physical copy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know where this book is at. But anyways, yeah, it's like this purple cover and it's like this black girl on there and it's a thriller. Yeah, so I don't know. These people for real not showing up.
Really? What? Keela, where are you?
Right, like well, what are we doing? Yeah, no, I really like this one. I finished it this morning as well. For those of you who might be tuning in online, we're talking about Blackout.
I took my
Yay.
cover off.
Is yours hardcover? Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. That's
And
pretty.
it's so pretty.
Oh yeah, that is. It's really
I
pretty.
took the cover off, but the book, like this is
Yeah,
the book without the jacket. And I was like, oh my gosh, this
so
is
pretty.
different. Yeah.
So for those of you watching on Facebook, Jess is my special guest today.
Hello.
We could have done this on doggone Instagram Live. We're gonna do it right.
And I put on some lipstick. No.
I'm laughing because I'm looking at this book. So like all these people are going nuts because I threw that book over my shoulder. First of all, and did you see the TikTok that I posted where it was like bookish things I don't like? And I threw those paperback books over my shoulders, and people are like, "Oh my god, you just threw a book!" I'm like,
"What was that big book that you threw?"
Oh, I could. Well, I didn't really throw it. If you notice, the first one I was like, "Wham!" Right, and the second one I was kind of like, that was actually Roots.
Okay.
And I refuse to throw that book because I know I'm going to read it at some point. I mean, I have it on my e-reader too, but I was like, yeah, this is a classic. I'm not throwing that over my shoulder. So I kind of just like placed it on the table.
Well, let me know when you read it. I'll read with you.
Yeah, I think I've
read most of it, but I've never finished it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not touched anything. I think I have the audiobook too, which will help. But yeah, it's on my bucket list. But I'm trying to like just catch up on book club reads at this point because I'm so far behind in life.
Catch up on those 3 that you posted today with you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start
from scratch, but
I'm gonna start with From Scratch, and then I'm gonna go into Opal and Nev, and then Kindred and which one is that?
That's Blue.
The new one? Oh, okay. The new one.
Somebody's walking by the door, by the window.
So yeah, that's my plan for reading this month, to actually like I actually feel like reading. So now I'm like, okay, it's a good time to just try and get back into it. But I love this one. Like I think that's what really sparked my reading was Blackout. I loved how they intertwined, like how they all ended up at the same party. Like everybody's goal was to get here. And so this Blackout for me connected people, and also in a sense that one relationship disconnected people too, like to be able to move on to something else. So I thought that was really cool. If I had to pinpoint a favorite, I really liked the last one with Seymour and Grace.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was because it's the most memorable one since it was the last one, but I really loved how, he's her driver, and just, it's like random that you get stuck with this person in a car and all of this stuff is happening. And then it's like, you're so focused on this ex, that you're not even seeing what's in front of you. And then finally, like, you do see your ex, and then you kind of have this like awakening moment, like, oh, you're not what I want. You're not, this is, pointing you in the right direction. And kind of like note to myself.
I liked Seymour and Grace. I also liked Joss and Nella. I thought that was a really cute story too. But yeah, the interconnectedness between the stories, because at first when I was like, wait a minute, how many authors wrote this book? Well, what is this going to be like? Because sometimes when you read books where it's not separate stories, it kind of gets like, this is confusing. But this was really good. I enjoyed the separate stories all tying in together. and the different themes of, you know, unrequited love or whatever you want to call it. It was adorable.
It was super interesting to me because like Tiffany D. Jackson probably had the most in this book, right?
She did.
And so I was kind of trying to see, I wasn't sure. I thought everybody would at least like have one story and then it would just go to the next person. And I wasn't expecting to go like back to Tiffany, back to this person, back to her story. So like she really like was all throughout this entire book. And so I started to get to the end and I'm like, okay, well,
are they done?
There's, you know, where are these people coming in and stuff like that? And I think, well, for Nicola Yoon, like romance is up her alley. Angie, this is kind of, I mean, she writes it in hers, but it's not the focus of most of her stories. So I think this is something that's kind of
more on the news. Either.
Yeah, that's true. Because most of hers is like some type of tragic happening too.
A retelling or reimagination.
They all did a really, really, really good job of putting this together.
My little sister's been staying here. Oh, I guess a couple weeks. She's gonna go back to my parents tomorrow. But I was like, you need to read this book. She's like, okay. She'll probably read it. I think she'll enjoy it.
It's such a good one, and it's good for teens. Oh wait, someone else is coming in. 3 people. I think it's a good one where there's not like, it's a good one for teens. Like there's not so much sex incorporated in it, and it's like perfect. Like
just it's enough.
Right. Just a little kissing and stuff like that. So it's great for, you know, teens to kind of read this. But
and I liked how she touched on the LGBTQ, you know, themes too.
Yeah, especially the one with the grandfather, like the confusion of like, is she really feeling me? Is this my imagination? And then knowing that the grandfather like set them up. Because he thought, and it's so cool to see that because, you know, this is the time that we're living in. Like more people are accepting of, you know, same-sex relationships. So I thought that was really cool to see, especially someone of an older generation, someone as old as a grandfather, because like, you know, my mom would probably be more accepting if I chose that lifestyle, but my grandparents, you know, they're kind of still stuck in their ways and used to things being one way. So it was cool to see like a grandfather really be accepting of, you know, their choice.
And maybe it's because I'm in my own head and age range and all, but I felt like her grandfather was young. Because like her grandparents only met in 1977. And I was like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
They're not that old.
Most grandparents
you know, when
celebrating
I really think about it. Like my parents are older parents. So they got married in 74. I wasn't born until 81.
Right.
You know? So I'm like, well, okay, yeah, no, they really could be. Because I know, I mean, I have people who are fairly contemporary to me who are grandparents. So
right.
But I was like, well, I'm kind of young to be, I guess he was young to be living in a assisted living kind of place like that.
Right.
I don't know if I guess it was assisted living. It wasn't a nursing home. It's kind of like a group home. I don't know.
Hey, Sean, just wanted to say hello. It is just the 3. We don't know where everybody else is at.
Hey, hello, ladies. How are y'all?
Everybody good. How are you? Vacation, I guess.
Right. Well, for us,
the wrong thing.
No. Yeah, we don't. And I was just telling Jess, like, I literally stepped back in the house like 2 minutes before this was about to start because I went to go get Olive Garden, and the pickup time for whatever reason I could get, I put it in at like 4:30 and I could only get a 6:30 pickup time. So I was like, well, we got to eat because I have a softball game right after this at 9 o'clock. So.
Wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, we gotta get some food and whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I just didn't send out the reminders like I normally do. I usually am like give people a 30-minute warning, but oh well, they'll watch the replay. So I was like, well, if it's just me and Jess, we're just gonna have a conversation.
But now it's me, Jess, and you, Jess, and Sean.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's the trio right now. So we were just saying that we really, really loved this book. I think it was well put together. I think it's hard to get 6 writers together, I would think, and be able to write something like this that just kind of just flows perfectly. I guess that's the word for it that I want to say. It flowed so perfectly, and I just loved how the characters intertwined, and just each story was just written so beautifully. And it was like you got a love story of so many different variations, and it was just really, really nice to see.
Yeah, it definitely was seamless. You wouldn't have been able to if you hadn't read the cover, you would have thought that one person wrote this entire book. Like each story, like you wanted more.
Yep.
Story. It could have been longer, and it would have been fine.
It definitely could have been like whole books with almost all of
every situation. And I was thinking that too, because even the way that the last story ended with them, like she found him and then it was kind of like, or he never left, he was like kind of waiting for her. I was like, I want to know more about their love story. Like, I want to see where this goes with the ride, the ride guy. And
yeah, because that's the type of relationship, Renee, that they will get married and they will be together forever.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And then all the characters, I guess this is my assumption, are all Black, right, in this book? like, is that y'all's assumption in reading this?
Yeah, as far as I could tell, the description seemed to be, if not Black, Afro Latinx or
something. Yeah. And their voices, because I did the audio version, they all sounded like they were from different parts of
Gotcha.
Brooklyn and all, so you could definitely hear it in their voices. I thought that was also cool, because a lot of times when you're reading these types of books, there's some type of white love interest and things like that. So I love the fact that this book is purely dedicated to the Black community. Yeah, exactly. So in so many senses, I just thought it was really cool. I'm really wondering, and I didn't read the back.
What they call her, Miss Turn Karen?
Right.
I think she was probably the only white
one in that on the bus. That lady was nuts. I really would love to know more about the idea, and I didn't really read the acknowledgments because, like I said, I finished it this morning, but I really would like to know more of the process of them coming to this place where it's like, hey, we want to write a book together, how they picked the theme, how they came up with these ideas. Like, did one person have a story and then it was like, we're all gonna write a story based on these characters and them meeting up at the end? Like, I just thought it was cool. Like, everybody's headed to this block party, and that was the ultimate goal of all of these stories.
Yeah, I would like to know how they decided to come together. I mean, I love that they did. By the way, like Angie Thomas, I think Tiffany, the Mississippi Book Festival is coming up in a couple weeks. It's late notice, but I am gonna go.
How far of a drive is that for you?
Only 2.5 hours. A little less.
What part of Mississippi?
Jackson.
Look, I'm about to Google.
But my boss is moderating a panel on 3 books. And so I said, well, I'll go. I'm gonna go. So I meant to text you that today.
I might have to add that. You said it's in 2 weeks.
It's on the 21st. It's an all-day thing. It's free. You just gotta get down there.
It's 379 miles from me.
Ew, that's a little
right. We won't worry about that, Renee. We won't worry about that.
5 hours and 51 minutes.
How long?
5 hours and 51 minutes. I'm like, that's longer than Panama City.
Yeah. No, it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes from me.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
They usually have one here. In Atlanta, that's Labor Day weekend.
Well, you're talking about the Decatur Book Festival. I deleted it. I just deleted it yesterday, but it's going to be in October. It's not going to be in September now.
Okay.
And it's going to be at First Baptist Church, I think, in Decatur, I think.
Yeah,
so it's going to be very different from how
what they used to. Because they used First Baptist Church, I believe it was that church in the corner that's kind of off of downtown Decatur. Mm-hmm. What's her name? Tayari. I saw her in one of hers was inside. That was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Hers was inside of that church, so that's why that sticks out in my head. But yeah, I don't know if everything is inside that church. Yeah. Actually, I've met Jasmine Guillory for the second time in there, and there was a book club book that we had last year, and I can't think of what it was. A romance novel, and she was there too.
The Mississippi one is outside. I have heard it is hot as hell. But Kaisi Lehman is going to be there. Like it's a we go to that website and look, like it's
stellar. Yeah, he's from
Mississippi,
isn't he though?
Yeah,
he's from Mississippi, so that makes sense. Angie too.
Thomas is, Angie's on the list too.
Damn, that would have been a good one. I was just thinking about book festivals and how much I miss. Like was thinking like going to BookCon again. Like I went in 2019 and then obviously 2020 got shut down because of COVID. So I don't know that they had one.
I don't know that they did. New Orleans has one in October, and my boss's wife is the chair of it.
Oh, so, see, now you can send me that date. I might could do
think
that.
Think about that one.
Yeah, I might, because I'm like, I want to get away again. So that might be that might be something like
where was Andrew Cohen said wore your mask.
Yeah.
Our mask mandate went back into effect today.
And it should. Like I'm wearing a mask, even though I'm vaxxed, like I'm still wearing a mask wherever I go. You know, my kids have to wear one, so I'm doing it for their comfort, so they're not alone wearing that. And also just because you just don't know. Someone posted, we have like a group of moms of color for the county that I live in, and someone was posting that Gwinnett County does not require the teachers to, if they have been in contact with someone that has it, they're not required to take a test if they're vaccinated, that they basically can just come in. But I'm like, the teacher ended up taking a test anyways to see, and she had it. She just didn't have any symptoms because she's vaxxed. So it's like, you still can go in the school and spread this to the kid. You know, it's just, it's chaotic. I mean,
it's chaotic.
And that's why the numbers are going to continue to increase.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for it to shut down. I mean, I'm sending mine in person. They will be masked the entire time. I think they have to now. I think CDC says indoor, they have to. Yeah. So they have to, but we'll see.
Our governor said the other day, the press conference, because we're like the hot spot, us in Florida are doing like this. But our governor said, do you even give a damn? Like in his press conference, that's what he said. Did you not just hear all these things these people said? Do you give a damn? I guess you don't. Like he is hot. Like they say, he is 38 hot. He's like, y'all, this is ridiculous.
Listen, and so many people are mad at New York, but I'm kind of like, they're onto something right now. You got to show your proof of vaccination. Like, and a lot of people are like, well, they can get fake cards and things like that. But I think someone said that they're going to roll out an app or something like that has your information in the system to show that you're vaccinated.
We have an app for our license, and it shows if you have been vaccinated. Like they've added a tab.
Oh, I like that.
So, you know, that you've been vaccinated. So,
I mean, I totally get that if people don't want to get vaxxed, like I'm no judgment here. I was on that train for a very long time.
Me too.
I observed people. Yeah, I observed people getting the shot, seeing how it works. Like I think one of the coaches that I coached with, she was one of the first, like in January when it rolled out, to get one because she works in a hospital. So, you know, here's Anna, somebody else. So I was observing what it was happening to, you know, to these people that were getting shots and just kind of watching it. And at the end of the day, I was like, my ex-husband got, hi, Anna. Yeah, we're kind of going left since it's 4 people. We're just talking about whatever. We're talking about vaccinations right now. But my ex-husband actually got COVID, and the scare and panic that put me through, because he was with my son on Tuesday night and was in the hospital Thursday morning. So how I freaked out about getting it and then being around other people, because I coach, and then like as many times as myself and the kids had to go get tested, we didn't end up getting it. But like that panic and the anxiety that gave me, just, and even not even just knowing somebody that had it, like in general, just walking in places, not knowing if you have it, all that kind of stuff, that for me to get that shot and not feel that and have that anxiety was enough for me to want to go get it. And so I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't have a fear of death. If it's God, if I take this shot and God says it's your time to die,
look,
that's just what I'm gonna do.
I mean, so we were kind of talking about it at work today, like, do we have a response, whatever we're gonna say, whatever. But we all of us kind of came to the consensus of pushing the vaccination now is not gonna. It's not the pushing of the vaccination has reached its max.
Right.
Now it has to hurt. It has to hurt people. It has to hurt people before they're going to go and get vaccinated. I mean, it's just not. And whether that hurt is the loss of a loved one, or, you know, or you can't go to work, or you can't go out to eat, or you can't go play softball. I mean, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Like I said, New York has taken that extreme measure. Like, you're not doing this stuff
until you do it.
Yeah, because those same people, Jessica, are like the people who don't want to get vaccinated. They don't have a real reason as to why they don't want to
have reasons, but they don't make any sense.
Yeah, but like we know folks, families who have gotten COVID and they still don't plan to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
But they weren't sick enough where they ended up in the hospital.
Right.
I think once you're sick enough and somebody says you got to be on a ventilator, I think that's when it changes your mind. But sometimes by then it's too late.
But it's too late. I know a girl went to college with, she died, what, a week ago? 41, 42?
Yeah.
And she said she refused to get the shot.
For me, it's okay. If you don't want to get it, that's fine, but just stay home. Like the ones that aren't getting the shot are the main ones going out to the club, you know, going out to the bars, restaurants, living life as if nothing is out there. And so for me, that's where the problem is. Like, don't get it, but let's be responsible about, you know, what you're gonna do. But
yeah,
look, I have allergies.
40,000 people.
Right. Yeah. I have allergies so bad I don't ever know if it's COVID or just my allergies. So I'm like, whatever. But I'm vaccinated, so I'm not too concerned about
it. That paranoia and that anxiety that it caused, I was just like having peace of mind, at least knowing like, that for me it was everything. And that was the major decision. And when my ex-husband got it and it was that close to me, like my cousins and stuff had all gotten it, or two of them got it from, because they were playing basketball and they got it at the school. But when my ex-husband had it and I knew there was a chance that my son, you know, could bring it home, and that was it. I was like, nope, put me on that list. Put me on that list. So anyways, all that to say, I hope that book festivals do start to open up. I really would love to see that. I really would love to go back to BookCon. Anna was actually my roommate. We stayed together when we went to BookCon, so that was an awesome experience. Yeah, but I just don't know. I would love to have some normalcy when it comes to like bookish things, because I think it's
interesting. Like when I read books like this one now that are not during the pandemic, it's like, oh my gosh, they're all just like walking around and crowded and on the bridge. And, oh gosh.
Right. It just seems so foreign, right?
It seems so foreign. I mean, I went to Universal a few weeks ago and I was like, in Universal was okay. But when we were leaving, and you know how the city walk opens up at night, I was like, oh my God.
So many people.
I was like, oh, I'm so ready to go. Like this, like the number of people like quadrupled.
Wow.
Because you know, parking is free after 6 o'clock. Yeah. And so that's when everybody comes in. And that's when we were leaving out. And I said, I gotta go. Like, and I had my mask, but it was like, you felt like, I turned to my aunt, I said, did COVID ever happen? Like the way these people, this is crazy.
Right.
It was crazy.
Jessica, when I'm around too many people, I'm like, oh Lord, COVID is just gonna jump on me. That's how I feel like if I see too much, I'm like, whoo.
Yeah, like I need a bubble.
Decompress. You just feel like it's on me. It's touching me. It's jumping on me.
It is on me. And so it was like reading this book, I almost got a little anxiety, like, ooh, they're around a whole lot of people right now. They have a black party, like,
right.
There's COVID. I'm like, oh, there's not COVID in the book. Okay, calm down.
I was wondering some things too, because one of the things in the book about the block party was like the liquor was on, like the beer was on ice. I'm like, where are you getting ice from? It should be all melted at this point. Like, if I was just thinking about stuff, and I'm like, the power's out. So where are you getting ice from? I was just like, that can't happen. Anna, I see you're on here, but I don't know if you saw my shirt. She's the creator of this, actually.
Oh.
I did. I saw your TikTok.
And I did. I wore it. Yeah. This is me. I'd like tape like 5 TikToks at once, so I'll just like throw on different clothes and just make it look like I'm, you know, doing different. So I actually was like, you know, in my closet, and I was like, oh, I haven't worn this yet, so I threw it on yesterday and then took it off. But yeah, it's like I love. So comfortable too. You're killing it with your merch.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Anna, what were your thoughts of the book? We've kind of just discussed how much we really loved it. How'd you feel?
I really enjoyed it. I loved every story. I think my favorite story had to be the last one.
Yeah, see, that's the same thing I said.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't sure if it was because it was the freshest on my mind, because it was the last one, but I love that. It was like two people who weren't really looking for something.
Right.
And this blackout brought them together by fate. I mean, because she could have picked up any person to, be her ride, or, her ride share, whatever.
Well, and I don't know why he felt more mature to me. I think that might have been
like, I felt like he was an old man.
Yeah, some of the unrealisticness of the younger relationships, even though he was only 19, really. But he's just in a different part of his life. Because like these idealistic teens, like, oh, we're gonna be together forever. Oh, no.
Yeah,
maybe. But,
it made sense once they started to describe him and he started to talk more about his life. But when I think of like a New York City cab driver or a Lyft driver,
I was like, it's an old man,
grown man, with a hat on, just driving around, full beard, all kinds of stuff, So I just have like this image when I think of stuff like that. So when they started describing him and how he kept looking at her in the mirror and stuff, and I was like, he's got to be younger. And then to hear his story of, his father and, having to take on that responsibility for his family. And I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, to see it come together like that. And I was like, okay, what are the odds?
Responsibility makes you grow up.
Tell me about it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved the words of wisdom. And that's probably why that story is so memorable to me, is like the things that she said. It's time to create a new dream, and it's like, I think sometimes we get so stuck on one thing. It's like, you have the choice to recreate your life. Like, this doesn't have to be the only path in life. Like, if you want to change direction, you're more than welcome to do that. And I think that's like when that light bulb moment came off for him. He's like, yeah, I'm probably pretty pissed off at this dude because he's doing what I dreamed of doing, and that opportunity was taken from me, not by choice. So yeah, I felt like they both got each other thinking, and that was really cool, on different perspectives of life.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember, like she said, like her boyfriend, he broke up with her, right? In that story. And she was still, what was the reasoning that he broke up? Did they say why? No, just like that he was, I felt like he was just kind of over it and was just time to move on, kind of thing.
And then there was the other girl.
Wasn't there another girl? Oh yeah, the girl that she's been seeing in his pictures. She played that cool. She was like, hey, how you doing?
Hey girl.
No, he was just talking about you. I'm like, well played. Well played.
Very
well played. Because I'd have been like, man, I was dating him 2 weeks ago and blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been me. But she played that off real well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I appreciated her little sidekick, giving her the play-by-play of what's happening. And honestly, like, her friend was a real writer, because she's like, okay, you're over this dude, now let's go chase this one down. It's like, man, you okay if I go with her? And then it's,
yeah,
we're off.
That was cute.
Fine, yeah. It was a cute book. I hope that they make another one. I mean, I would love to elaborate, especially that last story. Like, I would love to see more from these characters and what happens to them.
I want a show.
Yeah,
I was thinking about a show, like a movie. I think it would make a really.
You could totally do a series.
Oh yeah,
out of this.
I go into the backstories a little more. Yeah,
it'd be kind of like,
I totally saw a show reading it.
Kind of reminds me of like Grownish, like all these teenagers or college students that all know each other but have their own separate things happening on. Yep. I love that show.
Me too. I like Grownish too.
Do you watch, if you have HBO Max, Gossip Girl? Any of you watch
that at all? I have not watched Gossip Girl. I've heard a lot of good things about it though.
Have you watched the old Gossip Girl?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I used to be, like, when that was on the CW, obsessed with that show. Really, really good. But so this is kind of the revamped version. So they had like this thing, Gossip Girl, which knew all of their business, but they didn't know who Gossip Girl was. They thought it was like someone amongst their friends, and it was. I can't even. It's been so long since I've watched it. I can't even tell you who the Gossip Girl ended up being. But so they figure out, and that's how it ends, I think, is how they figure out who Gossip Girl is. So now with this new revamped version, it's all new students, of course, but the teachers are the ones that have revived Gossip Girl. So they're like starting to put out all this stuff about the students, because it's kind of like a war between the teachers and students. So they've revamped Gossip Girl as a way to get back at these students. Like, they're really rich, snobby kids that just are so entitled and run everything. So you don't have to have watched the old one to understand what's happening now. So you could watch it and it's a totally different like storyline with these characters and things that's going on, but it's really good.
It is. I actually watched it. I think episode 4. Mm-hmm. I've never seen the original, so this one is really good. But I just over the weekend completed Ace of Spades. That's what I just came out, and it gave me the Gossip Girl vibes.
Oh, I need to check that out.
Highly recommend you guys read that one. It definitely does have a lot of Black trauma.
Anna recommends it. It's a read.
I'm telling you,
Ace of Spades.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know. I totally didn't expect it, because I got a little bit of Gossip Girl and a little bit of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, nice.
But just understanding how the author put everything together and just the whole plot, I'm like, what? Like, I stayed up late night reading it. It was really good.
The author's name is Farida. Does that sound?
I can't even pronounce.
Oh, wait, there's 2 different Ace of Spades. Well,
no, it's like a really hard to pronounce.
Yeah, it's Farida Abike.
Yeah,
it's this.
Oh, okay. Because I'm about to mark it as.
Is this the one that they just did the movie for on Amazon Prime?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Because it's like they're placed in a high school and this Black girl is over the spades, and then there's other cliques within the school, and they're trying to like get their power position within the school.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I started looking at that, but it's the girl, the main character is the young girl from Greenleaf.
Yes.
The granddaughter.
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
The darker skinned granddaughter.
No, I think that's something else. I know. What is that?
You said it's on Prime?
Salea. Something like that. Salea and the Spades. I think it's called something like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Salea, yeah.
I'm looking at this one. It says the Ace of Spades. It says Gossip Girl meets Get Out in Ace of Spades. Whoa. That's a lot.
I'm bumping that up.
Yeah. That's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm off next week. My company gives everyone off like a whole week next week.
Wow.
So I got stacks.
They hiring? Shoot.
I know, right? They're all off next week, so I'm looking forward. I'm gonna binge.
That's so awesome.
If I can.
Well, enjoy your vacation.
I will do my best. I'm going back to Orlando. I'm gonna go to Magic Kingdom. I think.
Wear 2 masks, okay?
I think I'm gonna go to Magic Kingdom. Masked, shield, everything.
Can I recommend one more book to you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so Black Boy Joy. I believe it's a middle grade. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that book is so cute. I cried. I laughed. It was really good. And just the fact that Blackout was like a whole bunch of short stories and how they're connected. This book, the stories aren't connected, but just the different situations in these Black homes and how these children, because some of them are non-binary, how they are, how they deal with everything and how their parents, I can't even explain it. I love that book so much. I actually ordered 2 copies.
This just came out yesterday. The one that just came out yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
So
that cover is gorgeous.
Oh, it
I
is.
recommend that one. It's really, really good.
That cover is stunning.
Look, Anna, look, I'm telling you, Anna has never steered me wrong. Ever.
Never. Look,
ever. Grace? Oh my goodness. That book is too underrated.
Which book?
Grace. It's called Grace by, what's her, Natasha Lyonne? Is that her name?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That book is off the chain.
Yes.
Look, y'all got me adding so much stuff.
And I
Oh,
don't need to
it's
add not one
so
more thing.
good. I mean,
that book was on my list for the longest, and I don't know who read it, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and read this. I could not put that book down.
Be prepared now.
Yeah.
It's in slavery, you know.
And who is the author?
Natasha Dion. It's
Dion.
like
She actually has another book coming out this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that book is woo.
Uh-huh. Is it similar to like the Yellow Wife?
It's a little Yellow Wife, a little Kindred, a little.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Good. Really, really
kind of all like some magical realism all combined.
Okay, this book is hardly like, it only has 2 ratings. The Grace one, it only has 2 ratings on Goodreads, yeah, and it doesn't even have like a cover
really
photo.
No
yeah,
way.
like,
No, I'm seeing 2,686 ratings on.
It's coming up.
Yeah. No, you're not looking at the right thing. Can't be, because I see 2,000. I see 448 reviews.
Yeah, try a different cover.
Okay, so so if you have Prime, have y'all picked your first reads book?
I have.
Which one did you pick?
I picked the slavery one.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I picked that one, but I didn't realize when I picked it that somebody said 4 of the authors were Black women.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's why I'm struggling to pick my book.
Okay. I see it now. I was spelling her name SHIA. I was just spelling it.
Yeah, IA. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think I went back and I just went ahead and pre-ordered the other 3 because I was like, whoa, I want to support, because I don't know that they've ever done that.
No, it would have been nice if they would have did it the month where you could pick at least 2 books.
2, right?
Okay,
Especially
that's added to my list.
Books I feel like there's more books to choose from this time than there was like previous.
Nice.
Yeah, there's 10.
I'll have to do that because I don't ever use my Prime stuff.
And what did you say, Tiffany's new book is White
Smoke.
White Smoke.
Yeah, I really wish I could find where
I
that
got denied a copy.
Oh,
I wanted to read.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I need to give you my contact then, because.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just shoot me a text because I got a softball game after this, so I'm gonna be running out the door. Well, not really, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the cover because it's around here somewhere.
I see it. It's beautiful. I looked it up on Amazon.
Yeah, I was like, I have it somewhere, but no idea where I put it.
The Haunting of Hill House meets Get Out. Like all these meets Get Out make me go, oh gosh.
Oh,
it's Get
There's
Out.
that other one with the Jake something with this guy. The guy and his eyes are like this big on the cover. I want to read that one too.
I've heard that one's not as scary as it
looks.
Oh, the Taking of Jake Livingston.
That yes,
yeah. It was pretty good. I gave it 4 stars.
Okay. The cover just jumps out at me, so I was like, I want to have it just for the cover.
I'm about to order White Smoke by Tiffany Jackson. I love her. I just finished Monday's Not Coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've read. Yeah, I'm gonna read. Bump up White Smoke because I've read everything that she's ever come out with. There's not skipped a beat yet. I caught up last year, I guess, or some earlier this year. But yeah, she's not disappointed me yet.
Allegedly, I haven't read that yet. I wanted to do Blackout. I was able to do Blackout in a day, and I wanted more from that book.
Yes, that's how we all felt. Like I was like, okay, so what now? Like, what happens to these characters? Like they're all figuring out these brand new relationships. Yeah, right. I want more.
Separate books, especially the 2 boys. Like I was like, so that was it. They was in the dark train, and we're not gonna hear nothing else.
Right? Like, what happened to them?
Right.
I love their story.
Me too, and I loved that the unsure character was like an athlete. You know what I mean? That was like finally understanding and coming, to the conclusion that this is what he likes and stuff like that. So I thought that was cool. Like he wasn't just a nobody. Like she made him as an athlete, like something that, really jumps out at you, that people be who you are. It's not being an athlete doesn't define you as, you know, only masculine men or, you know, or a certain way. It kind of broke that barrier, and I really appreciated that. I think it was Ashley Woodfolk that had the story with the two girls, right?
Yeah.
The grandfather. Yeah, I really like that story too, and how like it was kind of a setup to get them together. Because I was like, when they were kissing and then the grandfather walked in, and I was like, oh snap. Like,
and look, the masterfulness in just her just innocently putting on that lipstick, and that being like a key factor in him knowing that they had been kissing. I was like, oh, these authors are great. Like,
right.
You know, when she put it on, it was like, oh yeah, she lets me wear makeup all the time.
Yeah, he was just smiling.
Small little things.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I love that story. There's so many. And then the two that were like in the library and had like, who could pick a better book? And she picked, you know, If Beale Street Could Talk. And he, like, I was like, were you purposely trying to lose when you picked up that Dr. Seuss book? Like, come on, man.
Right.
Damn, I am. I'm like,
now that one kind of lost me a little bit with the whole book thing. I was like, well, what are they doing?
Well,
and
me too.
In the library when the gates were coming out, I was like, well, how y'all gonna get out?
Right. And the security guard keeps walking by and he's like,
no lie though, when I did New York, gosh, 2016, I guess, I went around like the tree lighting time, and the whole time I was there, it rained. And so the day that it stopped raining, I walked like 12 miles. I walked all up and down New York, and I felt like them because the library was like my pit stop. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the library, charge my phone, and they had like a video on the history of the New York Library, and I fell asleep in the video, but my phone was still charged. So I was like, all right, I'm done now. My phone's charged. I can go and walk, finish the rest of the city. But so they're walking. I was like, you can do it, but it takes a lot. And in the summer, that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
Mine was in November, almost December.
Yeah, at least it was cooling down, but
it was cold. I mean, it was cold, but I did it because I'd missed everything I wanted to see because it was raining so bad. But
yeah. I'm interested to see. I mean, I really hope that they do this again. I would really like a second part to this book. You know, I thought it was funny. Y'all seen the other Blackout book that's out by that? What's her name? Is it Candace Owens? I'm trying to think of the girl that's like a major Trump supporter, but
that's her
book. Her book is literally called Blackout too. So I think there was something like the New York Times. I don't even know if it was New York Times, but somebody put that this version of Blackout was like a top seller, but they had the wrong cover on the other one, and I was just like, oh, come on, man, you can't make that kind of mistake. Like,
see my face.
Right. I was like, I hate that she even has a book that, you know, could even remotely be purchased because of that book being called the same thing. You know, it's like you recommend and it's like, oh, it's just, here's the cover with a black woman on it. Let me buy it thinking it's this book, and it's really not.
And her subtitle on this book, How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democrat Plantation. Girl, bye.
I know. You're doing the most right now. Listen. The absolute most.
Okay, I have one more book recommendation. I promise this is the last one. Only because I'm looking at my Amazon cart. I don't have the
like you're getting me excited to read again. So I love this.
It's Razor Blade Tears.
Yes. S.A. Cosby. I have it.
It's, they're turning it into a movie. You guys, that book is so good. So good.
Razor Blade Tears.
Yeah, you bumped it up for me. I'm gonna take it on my week off next week.
Awesome. You won't be disappointed. It was so
good.
Oh, I see it. I'm adding it to my cart.
Okay, same. Adding it to Goodreads. Oh, I see. I need to read Blacktop Wasteland.
Yeah, that one was good too.
Man.
Has anybody read The Personal Librarian?
No, but somebody else just, somebody was asking for Rex in Book Girl Magic today, and somebody commented on it, and I was like, I've never heard of that.
A friend of mine bought it for me the other day. She bought it for us. She bought, one for her, one for me. She's she's running for an office right now though, so she's been kind of busy. I was like, well, let me know, I'll wait. But I might not wait for her. I might have to start because I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
By Marie Benedict.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually written by a white woman and a Black woman.
Oh, because and Victoria Christopher Murray. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Huh. What is that about? Somebody just recommended that though, and I was like, I've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm. It's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She was a Black woman who worked on Wall Street, and she was the personal assistant to
JP Morgan.
Yeah, JP Morgan. Yep.
Yeah. And she was passing as a white woman in order to,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see my face? I'm like, what?
You know, we like those kind of books.
I love those kind of books. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh man, my reading list just got so much longer.
I know, right?
Damn, Jess, we got to narrow this down and figure out what we're gonna buddy read, man.
I know. It's hard.
We pretty much read the same, but I was like, I'm so backed up. I didn't do any reading in May or June. So like book club reads that I've assigned, haven't even read those. So I was like, I've got to go back and.
Well, I'm reading one of the three. So there are three authors that my boss is interviewing for that Jackson book, that Mississippi book festival. Let me see. Mm-hmm. And the books just came. Hold on. No Common Ground. So my boss is Mitch Landrieu, former mayor of New Orleans, who took down the monuments, the Confederate monuments in New Orleans. And so that they have him moderating a panel on 3 books: No Common Ground by Karen Cox, Confederate Monuments and the Ongoing Fight for Racial Justice, When the Stars Begin to Fall, Overcoming Racism and Renewing the Promise of America by Theodore Johnson, and Tearing Down the Lost Cause, Removal of New Orleans Confederate Statues. So I'm reading, which one am I reading? Tearing Down the Lost Cause, and kind of helping to brief him for that panel. So that should be interesting at that book festival.
That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. Sounds like it's gonna be some good people there.
It's but I was impressed. I don't think I'd ever heard of the Mississippi Book Festival before.
No, I certainly haven't. Interesting. I do want to make another trip to BookCon though. That's on my list. I think I don't know if I would have went back-to-back years, but I think I'm just due for it. It was so much fun. Like we had Anna and I we walked a lot too. We had the best time.
I underestimated the walking, and I think that was my issue. So I wanted to do a redo.
Yeah.
But
it was a
lot of fun.
Yeah, next time we'll get more people, because I think when we decided to go, I think it was like last minute. I may have booked like 2 weeks before. Anna was like, oh, we're going. And all these people, like Cocoa Chasing Adventures was there. Tracy was there. The Stacks did that, Tracy. Who else was there?
There's a lot of y'all.
Nia
what's his Pages Galore. Yeah. I didn't realize that was her at the time that we took pictures and everything, but I, know her better now. Jamie was there, right?
Yep.
Absorbed in Pages. It was just a random, everybody was going and we were able to meet up and hang out and do a dinner. So I definitely want to do that again. I guess we can kind of see what BookCon, because I don't even know, did they do anything this year? They probably did virtual again.
They did virtual.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to see what their plans are, if they ever plan. So many people have gone virtual through this pandemic thing that having in-person stuff just it's thrown out the window, because it's well, if we can get people on a Zoom for much cheaper than planning a space and having, but for me, part of the experience was coming home with a couple dozen books in my suitcase. That was the fun part, just being able to go up to vendors and get free books. That was really, and get them signed and stuff like that. So
I really wanted to attend a Well-Read Black Girl Festival.
That's in New York, right? And it's usually at the end of the year. It's coming up. November, it should be October.
Yeah.
She has a book coming out later in the year. I think maybe September, October.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a collection of stories, short stories again, I think.
Oh, wow. I still haven't read her last one.
What?
I know I'm horrible. It's up here.
It took me a long time to read that one. When I finally did, it was good. It's not something you necessarily have to read all at once, but because it's different. It's very different.
The problem is so much new stuff. Like, this is what happens. I have a list of stuff and books that keep coming in, and then like Anna will give me 10 more, recommendations, and then they just never get read because I push them to the side.
Every
and then
day I'm like, I can't go to Anna stories.
Yeah, it's for real. It's always something. Like, I still want to read the other Black girl.
I've heard awful things about that book, though.
Really?
I just finished reading it. It was okay. It was I wouldn't say it was a bad book.
Yeah.
But I felt like it needed something else.
I've heard people were very confused. They're like, wait, what did I just read? I have a neighbor down the street, and she walks, and I walk the dogs. And so we stop and we talk about what we've read. She was like, a Black girl, I don't know.
I'm feeling it,
like,
man.
I just kind of was confused at the end.
Okay, so I would say what it reminded me of after I finished reading it was the movie that was on Hulu about the hair.
Yes. Oh, that crazy movie.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it kind of
with Gabrielle Union or something. Who was in that?
No, who was Vanessa Williams was in it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta watch.
So I'm not saying not read the book, and I don't want to like give too much in that description, but that's kind of what I thought about after I read the book. It wasn't bad. It just was not the best book that I've read this year.
Okay. And that's, like, I may read it one day, but right now it's like, I need stuff that like people are like, oh my God, this is me. Cause I'm in a reading rut right now. So I need stuff that's really gonna like grab my attention. Now, when they sent me a little bookish package for that book, it was actually pretty dope. It had like a pic in there and everything. It was real nice. But yeah.
4 copies. I was like, I didn't even really like the book like that, but okay.
Yeah. I think I have a couple. Like, I have a whole linen closet full of books right now that I need to get rid of.
2 of what name book? I don't know what that's When the Reckoning Comes. I'll be posting that one in a few days. I'm like,
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, I read that one. It's actually pretty good. The beginning was kind of confusing for me because I was still getting the Get Out vibes, but as the story continues, it's like these old high school friends go back to one of their white friends, but they're having the wedding on a plantation, and the plantation is haunted by slaves. And it's really interesting. Like I said, the beginning was kind of, I was like, what the heck is going on? But then it got, after that, it's worth the read.
Okay. I like those kind of books though. I'm weird like that. Like anything that deals, because I'm so intrigued by like slavery as a history and what it's, so any kind of books like The Yellow Wife, like that involve it, and it kind of gives me more knowledge of it. Like I like that kind of stuff, oddly. Like I
had some friends coming in for the weekend. They were like, oh, we want to go to a plantation. I was like, the only plantation we will go to is Whitney, because it is focused on the slaves. We ain't going to the rest of them.
Oh, that's dope to know that.
Whitney Plantation is amazing.
Oh,
it is amazing.
Putting that on my list.
It is. I think it's the only plantation that is dedicated. The whole thing is totally. It's a self-guided tour, like the headphones and all. Totally dedicated to the experience of the enslaved, and not this was genteel South. They ain't doing that. They're not doing
them on social media. They always post like really interesting,
and they had a book club at one point. Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm definitely gonna have to add that to my list of places the next time I go.
I gotta say, for the longest time, I tried to stay away from slave narratives, but over the last few years, just reading just different stories, whether it was nonfiction or whatever, is, I don't know, I see them different now, so I tend to gravitate towards those books more now.
Yeah.
I think we can't necessarily hide from it,
right?
And even to read it in fiction form, like what was it, The Prophets, from a different, something we've totally never experienced before, but probably really happened.
Right.
You know,
like one.
I think you can't necessarily hide from it, even though sometimes it like I keep saying it's not the Yellow Wife, it's Yellow Wife. Yellow Wife was rough.
Yeah,
but it was so good.
It was really good. But I mean, when I think of the foundation of this book club and why I created it is because I wanted to read more books about us to learn my history. I mean, because the county that I live in and where I grew up, it's like very whitewashed. We didn't learn about our history and things like that. So there's still so much that I don't know, which is why I want to read books. But, you know, like I know someone had made that comment about reading slavery books, you know, when the first year that we had this book club, but I'm like, you don't even participate in book chat, so why do I care what you like to read and don't like to read? I mean, if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. But I think I've added at least one this year.
Yeah, I think it's still, you know, we can't act like it didn't happen. Right.
Yeah.
That's it. It's part of our history. It's who we are, you know, it's made us what we are today. So that's it. Can't run from it.
Had y'all read this book?
No.
It's not written by us, but I would say it's a good book to read. I thought it was a very good book to read in the sense of it told two different stories. One from a woman who was a slave and one from a young white woman who was a teacher. But they all like the stories, it circled back. And so it's a book that it goes back and forth. So it's, you know,
I like her books.
One chapter, you know, was about the young Black woman who's a slave. Then the next, so it goes back and forth. But that was a good book, and it leads back to a lot of history in Louisiana too. So it was a very good. When you read the book, you literally will think that this really happened.
Wow.
It didn't sound like it was made up or far-fetched, or it really was good.
What's the name of that one again?
It's called The Book of Lost Friends by Lisa Wingate.
Taking a picture. Got it. Thank you.
I've read one of her, sorry, they're fighting back here. I've read one of her books before called The Prayer Box, and it was really good. And I can't remember if it did have like a passing story in it, or if my mom and I, when we were reading, we're like, she's gonna be Black. But I can't remember if she actually was, or if that was our thought was what we're gonna have. But that one was good too. She writes some good books.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, it's been a good chat. It's 8:03 and I've got to be at a game at 9:00, and my old joints and bones needs to stretch before I get out there and pull something.
You're playing?
Yeah, I play slow pitch on Wednesdays now. That's why last chat with Tia was on a Thursday, because I play on Wednesday nights, but I'm just going to stick with our schedule. If I have to miss a game, it just so happens that this is at 7 and the game is at 9 tonight, so I didn't have to miss, but I'm just gonna have to miss games on days that we have book chats if it, you know, collides, if the times collide. But yeah, I've been playing all summer, been getting back into, I retired back in 2019 and a friend pulled me back out, so
good for you.
Yeah, it's my escape.
Look, I can't even remember what our next book is.
Kindred.
Oh, read it. Okay, good. Got it.
Yeah, Kindred is the next one. So yeah, I guess this is another slavery book, huh? I'm excited though. Like, Anna, how many years ago did you give me the ebook of this? And I still haven't. This was when Book Girl Magic first started, so it has to be 2017. Did I start 2018? Probably 2018. Yeah. So I've had this book for that long and have not read it yet. So
it's a good one.
Yeah, it was time. And plus, they're coming out with the movie miniseries, whatever, of Kindred. So yeah, I had already actually picked this book before that was announced, so it just kind of worked out that way. But yeah, I'm excited for it. So Kindred will be the next. It will be, the book club is September 1st, because that happens to be the first Wednesday of the month. So that will be the date for that one. So yeah,
get to read.
I appreciate y'all coming on here. Me and Jess thought it was just gonna be us talking
about
whatever. So yeah, I guess, we're getting back in the swing of things and people getting back in the routine of having book club and stuff like that, because I know I've been gone, but yeah, I appreciate y'all being here, and I will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.